ambas ceremonias, ¿no? De Forest y de ESOCITE, de reconocimiento a nuestros colegas. Así que qué bueno que estemos acá, ¿no? Primero, ¿dónde está Emma? Sí, Forest.
Oh, are we playing? Okay. Yes, please.
En caso de emergencia, la universidad cuenta con instalaciones seguras y equipos de detección. Además, contamos con brigadas de protección civil capacitadas para atender las emergencias. Las salidas de emergencia están debidamente señalizadas en Auditorio Manuel Aceves y salones de planta alta. En caso de sismo, conserva la calma y sigue las instrucciones del brigadista. Debes permanecer en el salón, alejándote de ventanas que puedan romperse y objetos que puedan caer y dañarte. Adopta la posición de seguridad. Si te encuentras en los pasillos de la planta alta, acércate a la pared más cercana y evita usar las escaleras y elevadores. Al terminar el movimiento, el brigadista te indicará que puedes salir de la sala, alejándote de la misma de forma tranquila y ordenada. Sigue la ruta de evacuación. Te llevará a una zona más segura. Dirígete al punto de reunión, sin empujar, sin correr ni gritar. Atiende las indicaciones de las brigadas de protección civil. Ellos te apoyarán en todo momento. Ahora que ya sabes lo que se debe hacer, mantente tranquilo, toma decisiones responsables. Muestra calma, respeto y solidaridad. Ibero Pueblo, comprometida con tu seguridad.
Thank you, everyone. So I am very honoured as the current Forest President to be presenting our prizes this evening. For reasons of, simplicity, and so we can all continue on with our evening, I will do the citations for all the prizes rather than having the individual committee members, the individual committee chairs for each prize. But and I will not read everything out that that the committees have prepared for each prize, but please do check the website, our Forest online website, to read more about these wonderful books and wonderful achievements and the biographies of each of our recipients. So, and I want to take the opportunity to thank all of our prize committee members. It is a lot of work to be on these prize committees. We are always looking for people who are interested in being part of them. So please come and see me or any of our Forest Council members if you are interested in serving on a prize committee. It is a wonderful honour, a wonderful way to get a total scan of the current exciting work in STS. So the first prize to be announced tonight, well, they've all been announced already, I have to say. There's lots of spoilers. Can we have the PowerPoint back? Thank you. So the first is the STS Infrastructure Award. And the award in 2022 goes to a group of scholars and administrative pillars and editorial pillars of the society and the field. So it's got an awkward name, but it's very timely recognition. So we've awarded the award this year to 8 people who've been the administrative and editorial pillars of our society and field in recent years. And the list of people is Stephen Zare from the University of Southern Indiana. Second is Wes Schrum from Louisiana State University. Paige Miller from the University of Wisconsin. Steve Coffey, Ed Hackett from Brandeis University, Daniel Lee Kleinman from Boston University, Katie Van, and Sergio Sismondo from Queen's University. So I'll just read the citation and then I will, we have two of these people here to receive their award. So the committee members of the Infrastructure Award Committee, led by Marco Suarez, recognise that a professional society is a function of the labour of its members and staff. The work of award recipients over different periods in recent decades has made enormous contributions to every aspect of 4S operations. The administrative service to 4S of Wes Schrum began in 1987 as Secretary Treasurer. In 2013, he became Meetings Planner. He has been the linchpin of 4S operations, serving with an astounding 18 consecutive presidents. Wes has organised annual meetings, implemented policy decisions, saw the society grow from a few hundred to over 2,000, and saw the shift of 4S operations into the digital age. Over the years, the remainder of the core administrative team joined Wes. Steve Zare was 4S Secretary from 2013 to 2021 after completing a term on 4S Council. He ensured the smooth running of 4S Council and business meetings, elections, and much else. Paige Miller began as Assistant Treasurer to Wes in 2008 and served as Treasurer from 2013 until 2021. She kept 4S finances in order and diligently ensured payments. Steve Coffey served as webmaster from 2006, I believe, to 2022. He was responsible for supporting the vast majority of 4S infrastructure, from membership systems, abstract submission, registration payments, and our monthly techno-science newsletter, to responding to thousands of queries for members. So if there was one person who we really didn't need to get hit by a bus, it was Steve. The Society has grown and prospered thanks to their work. The editorial service to 4S of the remaining awardees has been central to 4S and STS publications in recent years. This period has seen the Society's subscription journal, Science, Technology and Human Values, go from strength to strength, with steadily increasing citations and a current 5-year impact factor of 4.5 for those who believe in those things, which I am forced to do. A highly impressive figure in the social sciences. This success reflects the skill and hard work of Ed Hackett, who was the editor of the journal from 2012 to 2022, and Katie Van, who served as managing editor with Ed. Katie was also inaugural managing editor for the Society's open access journal, Engaging Science, Technology and Society, ESTS, serving with founding editor Daniel Lee Kleinman from 2015. This bold undertaking has positioned 4S and STS as central to open access publishing and enabled experimentation with style and content that has expanded the field and expanded entry into the field to scholars from all around the world. We also recognise the vast and wide-ranging contributions of Sergio Sismondo, who served as editor of Social Studies of Science from 2012 to 2022. The journal has long been affiliated with 4S and has a similar reach and impact to ST and HB. So we are incredibly lucky to have two absolutely top international journals in the field. In addition to the extensive roles outlined here, many of the nominees have also served on 4S Council and taken up multiple committee positions. The committee unanimously agreed that the 4S Infrastructure Prize is a fitting recognition of the enormous amount of labour, time and care the nominees have contributed to our society and the field of STS. So I would like to invite Steve and Sergio to come and collect their trophies. Thank you. Where's the photographer?
Don't forget the STS socks.
Oh my God.
Here we go. Here we go. All right, thank you.
Thanks. The next prize is for someone that is emerging in the field, the Mullins Prize, and it goes to Alex Sahara, who is not here. Quite a few people are not here, but we will still acknowledge their amazing achievements. The Mullins Committee received 9 papers and 10 recommendations for this year's prize, and the prize has gone to Alex Sahara from Memorial University of Newfoundland for the paper Breathing Fire into Landscapes That Burn, Wildfire Management in a Time of Altar Life, which is published in ESTS. Both politically and environmentally urgent, this article is exemplary of a text that models Indigenous STS by a settler author. Navigating positionality, this text masterfully analyses important content about expertise, fire and management in what is currently the Canadian province of Saskatchewan. Using an exemplary writing style, Sahara actively engages the reader in STS across disciplines, history and cultures. Most importantly, this paper serves as a significant model of ethical research design and practice for working with historically marginalised social groups, a necessary and timely methodological contribution to STS. So let us congratulate Alex. Next is the David Edge Prize, which goes this year to Jamie Morse from the University of California, Santa Cruz. For her article, 2021 article in Osiris, The Geopolitics of Rape Kit Protocols, Historical Problems in Translation as Humanitarian Medicine Meets International Law. Her article traces the global circulation of the rape kit and its attendant protocols. The author enlightens the reader to the relentless activism of nurses from the 1970s, following the rape kit, its protocols and guidelines transnationally from the United States to the Democratic Republic of Congo, the former Yugoslavia and Rwanda. Taking a ground-up approach to this instrument's geopolitical life, Morse shows how overstretched medical professionals have been tasked with the impossible job of reconciling the often divergent priorities of humanitarian medicine and international forensic law on the ground. The article deftly navigates a vast medical and legal terrain, demonstrating the very best that transnational and feminist STS is capable of accomplishing. Rigorously researched and persuasively argued, it achieves formidable breadth while always anchored in rich empirical detail. At this moment, when women's rights to their bodies are contested, this article offers one of those rare openings in which analytical sophistication meets timely ethical reflections. So let us congratulate Jamie. The next prize is the Carson Prize, and I believe we have Greg Hetherington. Do we have the human? No. His flight. It was the ash, yeah? Okay. So I will just acknowledge this, quite the Carson Prize, and as we would say in the moment, the Fleck Prize are just really outstanding achievements The number of entries for both of these prizes is continually escalating. The quality of scholarship in STS and the vibrancy is just off the scale. So to have actually made it to the top of the very large pile is amazing and appeal to all of the diverse people on the committee. And Doigu Kazgudan, who is not here right now, she was the chair of the prize committee. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Doigu. So just to say, a abridged version of the really very outstanding citation from the prize committee. The Rachel Carson Prize recognises an outstanding book in the area of science and technology studies, which makes an important contribution to public debate or social change and has distinctive societal and political relevance. For the 2022 prize, the committee reviewed over 50 books and with care and had decided on The Government of Beans, Regulating Life in the Age of Monocrops, published by Duke University Press in 2020. With care and clarity, The Government of Beans tells the social, political and environmental complexities of soybeans in Paraguay, weaving its entangled stories at local, regional and global scales. Hetherington incites transnational and interdisciplinary discussions as he compellingly demonstrates how STS can draw attention to the fraught and violent practices of monocropping in the Anthropocene. So let us congratulate Craig, wherever he might be watching in an airport lounge. And I should also mention that for the first time, and reflecting my earlier comments about the incredible wealth of talent in STS, the Carson Prize Committee has included an honourable mention and also published its shortlist. And this is something I hope will extend and continue into other prizes because, yeah, we really should be acknowledging as much as possible the incredible work that's going on. So I don't think I have a slide for that. But I want to acknowledge that the honourable mention for the 2022 Carson Prize has gone to Max Liboiron for Pollution is Colonialism, published by Duke University Press in 2021. And the additional finalists on the shortlist, in addition to Craig and Max, are Christina Dunbar-Hester for Hacking Diversity, the Politics of Inclusion in Open Technology Cultures, published by Princeton University Press in 2020. Eva Haifa-Giraud, What Comes After Entanglement, Activism, Anthropocentrism, and an Ethics of Exclusion, published by Duke University Press in 2019. The next shortlisted author is our president-elect, Anne Pollock, for her book Sickening, How Anti-Black Racism and Health Disparities in the United States. The sentence is not completed, I'm sorry. Can someone Google me the subtitle so I can say it properly? But it was published by the University of Minnesota Press in 2021. And Emily Wanderer, The Life of a Pest, an Ethnography of Biological Invasion in Mexico, published by the University of California Press in 2020. Who's got the subtitle for Sickening? Oh, it hasn't got the word how. Anti-Black Racism and Health Disparities in the United States. Thank you, Marka. So can we congratulate all of those honourable mention and shortlisted? And I will mention at this point, before I forget, that our Forest Prizes for 2023 close on December 15th, which is very soon. So please nominate yourself. Self-nominations are very encouraged, or a colleague for any of these prizes for 2023. Okay, so our other book prize is the Fleck Prize, which goes to Aniket Aga. Aniket is unable to be here, but we are going to have a Author Meets Critic panel next year at Honolulu, and I would like to acknowledge Pablo Kramer, who chaired the Fleck Prize panel this year. So the prize goes to Aniket Aga for his book Genetically Modified Democracy, published by Yale University Press in 2021. The Fleck Prize, which has been awarded since 1992, recognises an outstanding book in the area of STS. For the 2022 prize, the committee reviewed over 60 books and evaluated their novelty and their overall scholarly quality. Genetically Modified Democracy is a rigorous and fascinating study that puts in dialogue different issues that challenge us in the science-technology-democracy relationship. His book reconstructs in great detail in a very vigorous way the process of regulation of GMO crops in India, showing at the same time the bureaucratic structures, the interests at stake, the power relations, and the epistemic changes that took place during the period under analysis. So, and I also have a strong feeling that this might be the first Fleck Prize or maybe Carson Prize awarded to a scholar at an Indian institution at Ashoka University. So yeah, thank you, Pablo, for your work on that, and thank you, Aniket. And we will hear from him next year. And also, I should absolutely mention that the Carson Prize for Craig, who hopefully will make it by Saturday, is Saturday at 4:30, and he will be in dialogue or commentated by Sophie Chow. So yes, please come along to that and hear from Craig. So our final prize for this year to announce or to celebrate is the Bernal Prize. And the Bernal Prize is for a lifetime contribution to STS. Now, since last year, we have begun what I hope will be a tradition of awarding 2 Bernal Prizes. It's not 2 halves of 1 prize, it's 2 prizes. Because again, there are just so many elders in our community, in our scholarly community that we need to honour. So we have 2 prizes, and again, unfortunately, neither of the recipients could be here in person, but we do have ways to discuss their contributions. So the first of the 2 Bernal Prizes for 2022 goes to Troy Duster. And I'm just going to read just a short passage, and then we have there's a link on the slide to a YouTube video. He's prepared a video. So if someone can just get that queued up when I'm just going to speak for 2 minutes and then we can play the video. Okay, that's probably taken the 2 minutes that it would have taken to get the video ready. That's okay. Troy Duster is an agenda-setting American sociologist. He's Chancellor's Professor Emeritus of Sociology at the University of California, Berkeley, where he's taught since 1970. He is former director of the Institute for the History of the Production of Knowledge at New York University and former chair of the New York Consortium on Science and Society. Duster's path-breaking research on the sociology of law, science, deviance, inequality, race, and education has provided a measure of socially and politically engaged STS for over 5 decades. From revealing the social forces at play in the history of genetics to calling out the racial bias embedded in contemporary algorithms, Troy Duster has tackled the hard and pressing issue of bringing social justice into the production of scientific knowledge. He's also played an important role in training additional generations of scholars who have become leading voices in the field, including past President Joan Fujimura, past President-elect Alondra Nelson, Duana Full-Wiley, Ruha Benjamin, Catherine Bliss, and Aaron Panofsky, and many more. Race and science is a domain of inquiry that is increasingly recognised as vital to STS, and Duster's body of work developed over many decades remains a touchstone. We are delighted to honour him with the John Desmond Bernal Prize for his many significant and outstanding contributions to the field of STS. So maybe we can appreciate Troy and then his contributions, and then we will play this video. Thank you. So our second Bernal Prize and our final prize for us, before we move to the ESOCITE prizes, is Ari Rip, who is Professor Emeritus of Philosophy of Science and Technology at the University of Twente and Professor at the University of Stellenbosch in South Africa. His commitment to the field of science and technology studies dates to the 70s, when he led the building of institutional and pedagogical infrastructures that have since contributed to the training of students and scholars across generations, disciplines, departments, and nations. Ari Rip has not only furthered understanding of the changing conditions of innovation and scientific policy in the central countries, he has also built important bridges for understanding the dynamics of science and technology in the periphery. His proficiency in science and technology writ large has allowed him to tackle nanotechnology, GM foods, and technological futures with responsibility but without fear. Among his many theoretical and practical contributions to STS are the approach of constructive technology assessment and a model for responsible research and innovation. This is not the first time that 4S honours Ari Rip for his work and trajectory. He received the Mentoring Award in 2016 for his many mentoring practices that, through ethical leadership and durable commitment, contributed to establish and consolidate STS. We are pleased to add the John Desmond Bernal Prize to the honours that Ari has received from a community of which he has been a key and beloved figure. And I would like to invite his colleague from the University of Liège, Pierre Delven, to deliver brief remarks on Ari's behalf. Thank you. So let's congratulate Ari.
Dear colleagues from all over the world, and especially from Latin America, I feel honored by being awarded, together with Troy Duster, the Bernal Prize 2022. I'm now part of the selected group of Bernal Prize winners, including the late Bruno Latour, who was awarded the Bernal Prize in 1992. I remember his first performance for an STS audience at the inaugural meeting of 4S at Cornell University, Ithaca, New York, in November 1976, at which I happened to be present because I was going to participate in a project led by Franklin Long and Ronald Brickman. Bruno Latour was presenting his ethnographic study of the Salk Institute and its biochemical and microbiological research, showing slides and commenting on them with his heavy French accent. I remember people sitting behind me wondering out loud if it was a joke. Light relief to entertain the audience. As we know now, Bruno was dead serious, contributing to the new stream of lab studies and developing the background perspective of actor network theory. I felt exhilarated at the time, having lied in a chemistry lab and recognizing many of Bruno's points. In fact, when his study was published in the 1979 book, Laboratory Life, The Social Construction of Scientific Fact, co-authored by Steve Wilger, another Bernal Prize winner, in fact, in 2008, I read it as if it was a suspenseful novel, and actually wrote Bruno a fan letter. This resulted in a long-term link with the École des Mines in Paris and collaboration with Michel Canon, Bernal Prize winner in 2022, and others like John Lowe, Bernal Prize winner in 2015, about mapping the dynamics of science and technology and co-word analysis. Today, I want to take you on another trip down the past to revisit the sociology of knowledge, starting with my earlier work on controversies in science and society, where I developed a broader perspective than the Edinburgh Strong program, not just about the importance of social interests, but about the alignment of arguments, interests, expectations and values and norms, and the repertoire becoming forceful and leading to some closure. Now I want to dig a little bit deeper and address what I call the intractable problem of scientific and other knowledge, how to be cosmopolitan on location. Or, in common sense terms, how to create robust knowledge that is validity for other times at other places. This intractable problem can be made tractable in practice by behavioral and what Donald Campbell has called tribal norms of the scientific community, with organized skepticism as one example, the basis of Popper's philosophy of falsificationism. Under this heading, I want to distinguish two modes of knowledge production: the earlier and rich tradition of natural history, with its interest in pattern recognition, including, in Donald Chern's term, naming and framing, and what I call the quest for restrictedness to characterize the experimental mode. The term restrictedness refers to controlled circumstances, sometimes for unknown phenomena. The early history of radioactivity research is a good example of the challenge and how it was overcome. Controlled circumstances in practice require separate skills to master the world of the experiment, a mastery that is not given per se, but has to be acquired by trial and error. By extension, the force of scientific knowledge in applications outside the lab world require prior transformation of the outside world into a semblance of the lab world, which requires a mastery that not given by scientific knowledge. For example, when agricultural land is transformed into a semblance of the experimental plots in which agricultural research has been done. Do you have slides with a table that Ari prepared for this speech? Yes? Okay, yeah, cool. Yes. So, to complete my analysis, I have to add another dimension related to the status of knowledge. I use the term high science and low science in the same way as the Anglican Church, one can speak of high church and low church, referring to a combination of differential status and social power. So I have 4 boxes, which can be filled by examples from the history of knowledge, and since the early 17th century with the history of scientific knowledge. I could add indigenous knowledges and professional knowledges, and have done so, including in a recent paper on the issue of decolonization of the curriculum in higher education, particularly in Southern Africa. For now, I want to add another point and about what I see as the colonization of the other boxes that has been occurring by the lower right-hand box of restrictedness and high science. There are advantages and disadvantages to this colonization, as in general. It's the link with high science which I'm concerned about. This is why I welcome the increased importance of environmental studies and biodiversity studies, the revenge of natural history, as it were. Thank you very much.
Buenas tardes. Bueno, ESOCITE tiene una tradición de entregar premios, ¿no? De reconocer, y desde mi punto de vista me parece que es una práctica muy valiosa, digamos, ¿no? Puesto que sabemos, ¿no? Que en ciencia es el paper, ¿no? El impacto, el que reconoce, pero en esta ceremonia, y también Forest, ¿no? Esta forma de reconocimiento es un reconocimiento entre pares, que reconocen no solo la producción del autor, sino también la forma de trabajar, ¿no? Al autor mismo, ¿no? Y eso me parece muy valioso. ESOCITE entrega normalmente, reconoce 3 tipos de premios, ¿no? El premio Marcel Roch para jóvenes menores de 40, en 2 formas, ¿no? capítulos o artículos o libros, el premio Amílcar Herrera, en la misma lógica, también capítulos, artículos o libros, y es una forma de reconocer también la construcción de una trayectoria, ¿no?, de trabajo, y eso también es muy, muy valioso. Pero reconoce también un premio a la trayectoria, ¿no?, que es el premio Oscar Barsavsky, y llevamos ya varias sesiones, ¿no?, varios reconocimientos, varios premios, de modo que para nosotros es bien importante este momento, ¿no?, esta ceremonia. Primero quisiéramos hacer un reconocimiento a algo que no pudimos hacerlo en vivo, que fue los premios del 2020, por la pandemia. Nos parece muy importante hacer este reconocimiento a los colegas Mirena Ignacio, Nanotecnologías para la Docencia de do Brasil, y para Santiago Leudat. No están acá con nosotros, pero es importante para nosotros hacer este reconocimiento y este saludo público a ellos, ¿no? El premio Amílcar Herrera 2020 para el colega Héctor Vera, también un reconocimiento para él, ¿sí? Y un reconocimiento muy importante para nosotros, está acá con nosotros el doctor Pablo Kramer, ¿sí?, el premio reconocimiento Oscar Barsavsky a la trayectoria en el 2020. Pablo, por favor. Como dice ahí, Pablo ha sido reconocido por un trabajo incansable, ¿no? Un trabajo de formación de gente, un trabajo de construcción y fortalecimiento de la sociedad, ¿sí?, de ESOCITE, y un trabajo de vinculación y de realización de propuestas de transformación social en América Latina. De modo que para nosotros esas tres cosas son fundamentales. Así que, Pablo. Fotografía, ¿sí? Y bueno, premios 2022, un reconocimiento en esta sesión, en este periodo, digamos. Son, bueno, varios. Primero, el premio Marcel Roch, David Nemer, ¿sí? David está con nosotros, Eduardo, ¿no? Aquí está, David. Sí. El jurado consideró que este es un trabajo muy original, un trabajo que dialoga, ¿no?, con elementos de la tradición latinoamericana, de pensamiento en políticas de ciencia, tecnología y sociedad, un trabajo que articula una forma de hacer investigación etnográfica, ¿no?, en favelas, articula una metodología con una reflexión teórica, y eso es muy valioso, ¿no? Además de el tipo o el objeto respecto al cual trabaja, ¿no? Son elementos que el jurado consideró muy valiosos y por eso otorga el premio. Felicitaciones.
Gracias.
También el premio Marcel Roch en la categoría capítulos y artículos es para Diego Silva. Eh, no sé si David está con nosotros, ¿no? No está con nosotros, ¿no? Bueno, vaya para él un reconocimiento y le haremos llegar su premio. Y mencionar algo bien importante que consideró el jurado, que es una mención de honor para Mara Dichenta. Mara está acá, ¿no? ¿Sí? La autora analiza cómo las ovejas y los castores se convierten en actores no humanos que contribuyen a asegurar el privilegio blanco en la concentración de la tierra, el proceso de purificación racial y los discursos modernizadores en Argentina. Hasta con eso, ¿no? Felicitaciones. Sí. Y dejo a mi colega Eduardo.
Bueno, a mí me tocó entregar los premios, más bien anunciar los premios Amílcar Herrera. Y en este caso tenemos categoría libros. No, primero vamos a anunciar la mención de honor, que es para Natalia Verónica Soto. El aire de cada día no se encuentra con nosotros, pero bueno, mandó a Ana Medeles para recibir el premio en su lugar. Enseguida tenemos el premio que la comisión dictaminadora dio al libro World of Grey and Green de Sebastián Ureta y Patricio Flores, quienes sí están aquí, si no me equivoco. Los ánimos. Enseguida en la categoría artículos y capítulos de libros tenemos, déjenme ver que tengo el dictamen. El primer lugar es para Raoni Rayao, creo que se pronuncia así, y colaboradores, quien está aquí con nosotros.
Sí, sí. Me gustaría solo hablar un momentito, por favor, quebrar un poco el protocolo. Just switch to English. This article, we denounced with another 11 authors the work of a specific group of researchers who have been producing fake controversies to destroy environmental policies in Brazil and have been supporting word by word the destructive policies of Bolsonaro. It has been not only a research work, but also an act of courage of researchers which are part of the Brazilian Academy of Science, of the US Academy of Science, who have been opening there, denouncing the bad scientific practice of one of their colleagues. So I'm very, very proud, very, very emotional about this prize, which I believe is also a prize for STS as a whole in our ability to change the world. So thank you very much.
Y para terminar, vamos a pedir a Pablo de acompañarnos.
Esto. Bueno, la decisión de la comisión del premio Oscar Barsaski, quiero decir solo una palabra antes, y es la alegría que nos da recibir los premios en persona y no vía Zoom, como tuvimos que hacer los últimos 2 años. Y poder darnos un abrazo en persona y festejarlo juntos. En atención a los criterios establecidos para el reconocimiento, la comisión establecida por ESOCITE, compuesta por el doctor Pablo Kramer, la doctora Noelia Invernici, el doctor Roland Cancino y la doctora Carolina Bagatoli, ha decidido otorgar el premio Oscar Barsaski a 2 destacadas colegas latinoamericanas y grandes amigas, la doctora Lea Velio y la doctora Rosalba Casas. Las consideraciones y criterios han sido los siguientes. Primero, ambas colegas han tenido un rol destacado en la conformación de los estudios CTS en América Latina. Han contribuido fuertemente a construir una identidad latinoamericana propia a través de sus investigaciones y producción académica. La doctora Rosalba Casas ha realizado aportes significativos sobre redes de conocimiento, la vinculación del desarrollo productivo y las políticas públicas, así como ha abierto sendas para incorporar la cuestión regional en los estudios CTS. La doctora Lea Velio ha sido un aporte significativo respecto de la cooperación internacional, el capital humano y la evaluación de políticas en ciencia y tecnología. Segundo, ambas colegas han permanentemente vinculado sus esfuerzos intelectuales y producción a las preocupaciones comunes sobre las necesidades y requerimientos de las sociedades latinoamericanas, vinculando así la investigación con las políticas de ciencia y tecnología. De este modo, han contribuido ambas al fortalecimiento y visibilidad de los estudios CTS en América Latina. Tercero, ambas colegas han contribuido a la formación de nuevas generaciones de investigadores en América Latina y han sido referentes para las nuevas generaciones. Sus contribuciones en pre y posgrado y el diseño de formación de programas de formación son un referente para la comunidad latinoamericana. ESOCITE se complace y reconoce en la doctora Rosalba Casas y en Lea Velio a colegas suyos, a colegas cuyos aportes a la contribución en los estudios CTS en las sociedades latinoamericanas y en las comunidades internacionales, como un aporte que amerita les sea otorgado el premio Oscar Balsaski. Vaya con ello nuestros reconocimientos y honores.
Eu queria agradecer muito, eu vou poupar vocês da minha trajetória, no sentido dos projetos que eu trabalhei, é que quando você completa 70 anos, que nem eu fiz esse ano, e além disso você recebe esse prêmio, para mim, que foi realmente totalmente inesperado, uma revisão da sua trajetória é um pouco inexorável. E, bom, não vou contar para vocês a minha reflexão, mas eu vou dizer quais foram as minhas conclusões com relação a ela. A primeira é que eu me diverti muito. Foi divertido, essa trajetória foi divertida na maior parte das vezes. Claro que a gente tem tropeços pelo caminho, todos têm, mas eu tive uma vida acadêmica variada, eu morei em diferentes lugares, eu trabalhei como policymaker, eu fiz uma carreira acadêmica e, mais do que tudo, eu amei meus alunos. Eu amei dar aula e eu tenho uma relação muito forte com aqueles que foram meus alunos até hoje. E essa foi a coisa mais interessante que aconteceu na minha vida acadêmica. Segunda conclusão é que eu fiz isso ao mesmo tempo que eu construí a minha família. Eu comecei minha família com 19 anos, então eu posso dizer que a minha trajetória e a minha família são co-construções. É uma co-construção, para a gente poder usar um termo da sociologia. E a última coisa que eu queria dizer é que foi muito mais fácil no tempo que eu comecei com a minha amiga, que nós dividimos a sala do doutorado. A vida era mais fácil construir uma carreira. Hoje eu vejo, eu acompanho as frustrações dos estudantes de pós-graduação que não conseguem encontrar emprego depois que fazem uma trajetória difícil e não conseguem encontrar emprego. E o que eu posso dizer para vocês é isso: divirtam-se, não esqueçam da família, não esqueçam de fazer outras coisas. O trabalho é só uma parte da vida da gente e ele vale a pena enquanto ele é divertido. E não se esqueçam de ler os livros que vocês querem ler, de ir ao cinema, ver os filmes que vocês querem ver, de escutar muita música, de dançar, de namorar e de ter uma vida fora da vida do trabalho. A gente só consegue ter uma vida boa no trabalho se a gente consegue também fazer as outras coisas que a gente gosta. Obrigada.
Bueno, pues sí, es una gran emoción ser reconocido. La verdad que no es algo que uno busque, pero emociona, ¿no? Me emocionó mucho el recibirlo junto con Lea, porque efectivamente eh, construimos parte de nuestras carreras juntas, pero también parte de nuestros ideales, de lo que la ciencia y la tecnología tendrían que ser para nuestros países. No creo que es algo que nos identificó mucho cuando nos conocimos, pensar en que estas actividades podrían mejorar el desarrollo de los países latinoamericanos. Y creo que seguimos creyendo en eso, a pesar de todas las dificultades que enfrentamos todavía en nuestros países, todos los cambios tan abruptos en las políticas, pero seguimos creyendo en eso. Por otro lado, bueno, compartirles que me siento pues muy contenta de mi trayectoria, no porque yo me halague a mí mismo, sino porque creo que me he realizado como investigadora. Al mismo tiempo he contribuido a la construcción de una institución dentro de mi universidad. Los años que tuve la oportunidad de ser directora de mi instituto fue poner en práctica lo que yo había estudiado, investigado como parte de mis trabajos en políticas de investigación, en políticas de ciencia y tecnología, ¿no? Y en los últimos años también me ha dejado una gran satisfacción formar a mis alumnos, ¿no? Formar a los jóvenes y haber encontrado en ellos las posibilidades de alguna manera plasmarme, ¿no? Trascender un poco en ellos como si fueran mis hijos, ¿no? Mis hijas. Y ahora me siento muy, muy contenta de que ellos y ellas estén ocupando ya puestos como investigadores académicos consolidados, ¿no? Y por último, bueno, no quiero dejar de reconocer lo importante que ha sido mi familia para mí, mi marido, Claudio, mis 2 hijas, y contar con una familia de hermanos y hermanas que nos hemos apoyado en todas las ocasiones, y que aquí uno de mis hermanos está presente y una de mis cuñadas acompañándonos, y al igual que Claudio. Así que, bueno, me siento muy contenta. Muchas gracias a todos y sobre todo también ser parte de esta ahora asociación, que fue una red, ¿no? Una red latinoamericana en donde pues están muchos de mis amigos entrañables de muchos años, y creo que eso es una parte muy importante también de nuestra carrera. Muchas gracias, buenas noches.
Yo, bueno, simplemente, además de felicitar, quiero hacer un pequeño gesto como me toca ser presidente de ESOCITE, me voy a dar un pequeño lujo. No se vayan, un segundito, un segundito. Le tengo un pequeño regalo a Lea y a Rosalba que sintetiza el conocimiento, el saber y la tecnología de una sociedad que es la sociedad mapuche, que son 2 pequeñas artesanías del mundo mapuche indígena de donde yo vengo, ¿no? Que es la región de la Araucanía en el sur de Chile. Un pequeño reconocimiento, un regalo para ustedes, maestros. Y bueno, estamos por finalizar la ceremonia, ¿sí? Ahora tenemos otra actividad, creo, ¿no? Hay un cóctel, ¿sí? No sé quién no. Muchas gracias a todos.
And every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you every single day. And every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you.